Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful, Emily. Thank you so much for sharing your musical talents with us and performing the Star-Spangled Banner. May I ask all of you here this afternoon to please remain standing for a moment of silence in remembrance of those family and friends of significance to our graduates who have passed away and are not able to physically be with us tonight. Thank you. Please be seated. Before we get into our commencement exercises, there are a few housekeeping items that I must mention. We ask that everyone take a moment to silence your cell phones. We also ask that during the time when we call the names of the graduates, that the audience refrain from using blowhorns and bells so that everyone can hear the names of the graduates. Once all of the graduates are called, you are welcome to use them. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. In addition, when the time comes, we will be taking photographs of all of the graduates as they are receiving their diploma. There will also be a photo taken of each graduate after they have received their diploma, thanks to Island Photography. All of these photos will be available on the photographer's website for your review and purchase, and you will receive an email about 24 hours after today's ceremony. So welcome. Welcome to the 59th commencement exercises of Elwood John H. Glenn High School, honoring the graduating class of 2021. It is truly a pleasure to see all of you here today, and those of you who are watching the ceremony from home on our webcast as well. So thank you to Mr. Gene Tranquino and his staff for their efforts to make that happen. Thank you. As we begin, I would like to take some time to introduce a few of the people who have played a critical role in the education of your children over the past 13 years. Beginning on my left, your right, we welcome the Board of Education and District Administration, beginning with our Board President, Mr. James Tomio, our Board of Education Vice President, Mrs. Heather Mamalito, and board members Dr. Siddiqui and Mrs. Weiss. From our district administration, we welcome our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ken Bossert, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction, Dr. Maureen Hull, our Assistant Superintendent for Business, Ms. Lorraine Dunkel, the Executive Director of Special Education, Mrs. Eileen Kelly-Gorman, and our Director of Human Resources, Mr. Tom Coletti. On my right, your left, we welcome our school counselors, Ms. Christiana Dobra, Ms. Janine Ferrante, Ms. Carolyn Polina, Ms. Lisa Sally. We are also joined by our Director of Physical Education, Health and Athletics, Mr. David Shanahan. One of our assistant principals, Mr. Corey McNamara. And Mr. Cole is somewhere assisting with our graduates. Mr. Cole. And all of the numerous high school faculty and staff that are joining us this afternoon. Thank you to you all. Some additional acknowledgement and thanks. You have often heard me say that it takes a village to raise a child. The challenges of this past year have made this adage even more of an appropriate reality. We could not get through this year without the support of so many critical people. So I would like to take some time to acknowledge them. I would like to thank all of our parent organizations for all of their support and volunteerism. Your partnership is critical to the success of our students and our high school program. Our PTSA ended their year with us by gracing our faculty with some treats this morning at our last breakfast, so thank you. Additionally, thank you to the clerical support in the main office and our guidance office, especially my assistant, Ms. Doherty, for their time and diligent efforts to ensure that every detail was taken care of for today. Also, of great assistance throughout the years are our fabulous school counselors, the custodial and maintenance staff, our paraprofessionals, and of course, our two assistant principals, Mr. Cole and Mr. McNamara. I am truly blessed to work with such an incredible team, and I thank everyone for their dedication and helping me to get it all done so that we can celebrate here today. So a round of applause for all of you. So, after all of the planning and changing guidance, we are all blessed to be able to celebrate this special occasion together tonight. And no, I am not referring to the Islanders game. We are here to recognize our guests of honor, the John Glenn High School class of 2021. I have had the privilege and the pleasure of working with this very special class over the past 4 years, and I've had a front row seat witnessing all that they have accomplished. Our students, your children, have represented John Glenn High School in the best possible light. They have helped us to earn some amazing accolades, and as such, I would like to take some time to highlight the accomplishments of the students whom we are here to celebrate this afternoon. Beginning with our students graduating with honors. As indicated in the program, John Glenn High School adopted the cum laude system to recognize our highest achieving students. There are many members of the class of 2021 who are graduating with this distinction. May I ask the students graduating cum laude with honor for having earned a weighted GPA of 94 to 94.99 to please stand. A wonderful reflection of you. So today, I offer my congratulations to you as well. To all of the family members and friends gathered here this evening that 3 weeks ago we did not think was going to be possible, and to those who are viewing this ceremony from home, I am confident that your love and support and words of wisdom along the way have been critical to helping to shape the class of 2021. So congratulations to all of you as well. And finally, to the class of 2021. You all look amazing. It is so wonderful to finally see you here this afternoon, this evening. I am beyond thrilled and grateful that we are able to celebrate with you today. I am so proud of your resiliency during this past year. It is both a miracle and a reflection of your hard work that we are here today. So, with all of the craziness that has ensued this past year, I would like to take this opportunity to allow all of us to stop and truly reflect on your journey. For purposes of this reflection, I ask that you imagine beginning your John Glenn High School journey as if you were boarding a sailboat called the SS JGHS Flagship. As precious cargo, you stepped aboard the ship, and you were the first 9th grade class to receive Chromebooks. Lucky you. These Chromebooks were given to you to help you reach your next destination with the greatest level of success. The district compass, led by the Board of Education and Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bossert, recognized that your next step would be a post-secondary destination that relied heavily on the use of technology, digital communication, and collaboration. But perhaps they did not fully know that the Chromebooks would become a lifeboat in many unforeseen ways. Using our district compass as our guide, we began sailing toward the horizon. Teachers were using Google Classroom with greater regularity, and you were building your digital capacity. And then, out of nowhere, a perfect storm hit. A global pandemic combined with social and political strife, made for extremely rocky and turbulent waters. It was becoming increasingly more and more difficult to navigate our ship. With the shutdown of schools from March to June, we were all forced to adjust our sails. By September, we began to regain control of the ship and continue on our journey. As we sailed, we had to navigate through new troubled waters, a cohort model, hybrid learning, barriers, mask wearing, social distancing, contact tracing, quarantining, and more. And while we had to adjust our sails on many occasions, our steady compass guided us through the uncharted waters and helped us arrive safely at our destination. So please join me in thanking again the members of the Board of Education, Dr. Bossert, and our district administration for serving as our steady compass throughout this pandemic. Also, I said it before, but I will do it again. Please join me in thanking my two first classmates, Mr. Cole and Mr. McNamara, for assisting us in arriving safely to shore. Another huge thank you to the faculty and staff for being a steadfast and loyal crew, for adjusting their sails and learning how to use Google Meets to ensure that you were not lost and that learning continued until you reached your final destination.
Third, heroes come in many forms. When we think of our frontline medical workers, our emergency responders, our teachers, and even the kind man who delivers DoorDash and helped us to discover that ice cream can get to your home before it is no longer frozen. If you are making a contribution to your community, if you are working in the best interest of others, if you are putting the greater good before your own self-interest, you are acting heroically. I encourage you all to aspire to be a hero each day in your own way. Graduates, I have often heard the faculty, staff, and administration describe you as a group over the last 5 years. They say, these are good kids. As you enjoy this milestone and create your own path to adulthood, please always remember your Elwood roots, the lessons you've learned from family, teachers, and friends, and remain the good kids that you are. We will miss you. Now, to end any type of speech, in order to ensure that you're going to get a thunderous round of applause, there are different things you can do. So I will say the following. Congratulations to the John Gunn class of 2021, and let's go Islanders.
Thank you, Dr. Bossert, and thank you for being such a presence in our school and community and for your support of all the programs that we offer at John Glenn High School. At prior commencement ceremonies, both the Board of Education president and any board member with a graduating senior are invited to speak. Both Mr. Tomio and Mrs. Mamalito have graciously declined that invitation today in favor of yielding their time to our student speakers. They do, however, on behalf of the Board of Education, want to extend another heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2021. Congratulations. And now it is my pleasure to welcome our salutatorian, Mr. Daniel Rourke, to the podium to share some remarks with the class. Before he speaks, I must take a moment to share some remarks about Daniel. Aside from being blessed with the gift of intelligence, he is the salutatorian. Daniel also possesses many admirable qualities that contributed to his success. He is a self-motivated young man who strives to do his personal best academically and athletically. Over the past 4 years, Daniel has challenged himself with a rigorous academic program and has achieved a 6-semester weighted average of 99.078. As such, graduating summa cum laude with a advanced Regents diploma with honors with mastery in science and math. Most notably, he has also earned the seal of biliteracy, triliteracy in both Spanish and Chinese. He has also received a multitude of recognition throughout the years. Among many, Daniel has achieved high honor roll status all 4 years of high school, was inducted into National Honor Society and World Language Honor Society, was recently awarded a $500 scholarship by the Suffolk County High School Principals Association as the recipient of the Principals Leadership Award. Daniel is a natural leader. He has served on student council throughout his academic career and was a member of the shared decision-making team. He has also volunteered his time to serve as a freshman buddy mentor, a natural helper, and has achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. Daniel also kept an extracurricular activity schedule that was pretty robust. He was on the varsity soccer team, varsity winter and spring track teams, part of the John Glenn Band, and was this year's trumpet section leader. A round of applause. I left many things out, but I hope I captured the essence of who Dan is.
What did he not do?
I don't know. Should be principal. I've had the great fortune to work with Dan on a variety of projects this year. During our work sessions, we often engaged in conversation about a variety of topics. Admittedly, I initiated many of them. For those of you who read the book Tuesdays with Maury, you may recall that it is about a man who visits his dying professor and the life lessons he learns along the way. A good read for those of you who have not read it. My encounters with Dan were very similar, but in many ways I was the student and he was the teacher. I truly enjoyed our conversations and was always mindful of how much we can all learn from one another, regardless of age, if we just listen with open minds and open hearts. I will miss interacting with Dan next year. He will be taking his love of learning, kind heart, and many talents to the University of Pennsylvania, Wharton School of Business, where he will be majoring in the field of international business. It should give us all great hope, knowing that Dan will be among the future leaders of America and perhaps the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the salutatorian of the class of 2021, Mr. Daniel Rourke.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Rourke, and it is an honor to be speaking in front of you today. Before I begin, I'd like to thank those who made this night and our time in Elwood possible. First, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bossert, the Board of Education, and the high school administration, including Ms. Brzezinski, Mr. Cole, and Mr. McNamara. Next, I want to thank our custodians, security officers, and the staff in each of our buildings who are so vital to the daily operation of our schools. I also must thank Ms. Pellegrino, our school nurse, for her work in keeping our school safe during what has been a difficult year, to say the least. Finally, I want to thank the teachers and educators who are at the heart of our time in Elwood. From reading and spelling in our early days to chemistry and calculus and everything in between, thank you for shaping us into the students and people we are today. I'd also like to acknowledge our families, even those who are not here in person, for their guidance. For me, Mom and Dad, you have both shown me the world, and I'm forever grateful for all that you have done for me. And of course, my younger brother Jimmy, who's both my fiercest competitor and best friend. I would not be standing in front of you without them. We all wouldn't be here today without the love and support of our family and friends. Now, to you, the class of 2021. I remember the first time I thought about the year 2021. It was the day before winter break in 5th grade. We all corralled into the middle hallway with glasses of sparkling apple juice in place of champagne, which was very cool at the time, to make a toast to a new year and our future. Back then, I thought of the future as a place, a destination, filled with my hopes and dreams. Now, as a senior looking back, I realize that those hopes and dreams, our hopes and dreams, do not lie out there to be found, but instead are in each and every one of us. So as we move into this next chapter of our lives, I urge you to channel your passion to seek the truth, to take constant action, both large and small, and to use the lessons, experiences, and friendships made within the walls of John Glenn to seek out those dreams not just for yourself, but for the betterment of those around you. Having walked through these halls with you for almost 13 years, I already see sitting in front of me our future educators, plumbers, doctors, engineers, and artists. Simply put, we are fortunate enough to live in a country where the opportunity is there. Now all that is left to do is take advantage. And on behalf of the entire Elwood community, we are all looking forward to seeing what you will accomplish. I thank you again for what have been the best years of my life, and I wish you the best in whatever the future may bring. Thank you, and of course, go Islanders.
Thank you, Dan. And now I am pleased to welcome our valedictorian, Ms. Rithika Narayan, to the podium to share her insightful message of the class of 2021. I would also like to share some remarks about this remarkable young lady. It has truly been a pleasure getting to know Rithika over the past 4 years. Prior to her arrival at Glenn, I was told that she was an impressive young lady who was destined for greatness. It didn't take long for me to see that everyone was right, that she was a talented and gifted student. Her academic accomplishments are plenty. Simply put, too many to mention, but again, I will do my best. Rithika has not earned valedictorian status by accident. She was born with the gift of intelligence and did not squander that gift. With the support of her parents, Rithika challenged herself both in and out of school, taking full advantage of many exceptional programs. As a John Glenn High School student, Rithika took the most rigorous program that we offered and earned a 6-semester weighted GPA of 99.79. She is also graduating summa cum laude with a New York State Advanced Regents Diploma with honors, with mastery in math and science, and the seal of biliteracy in Spanish, which is pretty impressive, even though it wasn't also in Chinese, since she stopped taking Spanish in 10th grade because it didn't fit into her very busy schedule, so she took the remaining coursework as an independent study. So pretty impressive. She also received a multitude of recognitions throughout the years. Among many, she achieved high honor roll status all 4 years of high school, was also inducted into the National Honor Society and World Language Honor Societies, scored an incredible 1590 on her SAT, and was a National Merit Scholarship winner. She was featured in Newsday for her research determining the area of cellular and subcellular structures. She was a Regeneron Scholar semifinalist, was a 2-time ISIP finalist, and earned first place in this year's Long Island Science and Engineering Fair in the area of Earth and Environmental Sciences for her work on harnessing deep learning to assess coral reef health through crowded source efforts. Thank you. How'd I do? Rithika was also a New York Symphony All-State participant. She received a gold medal on the National Spanish exam for 5 years in a row, and she has 3 peer review publications. I could go on and on. Rithika has also been actively involved in extracurriculars, both in the high school and in her community. She has participated in science research programs, plays the viola, and loves to tap dance recreationally at Amelia's Dance School. Rithika is truly an impressive young lady who recognizes the value of hard work. Again, she is not here by accident. She attributes her academic success to the support of her parents and for teaching her the gift of gratitude. She has shared with me how grateful she is to the district for the wonderful opportunities she has been afforded. Rithika is endlessly curious and has an unrelenting love of learning. She did not squander the gift of an Elwood education. I think it is abundantly clear that she maximized her opportunities to the greatest extent. I know I speak on behalf of the entire Elwood School District when I say that I am confident that you will continue to meet with great success. And I thank you for being such a tremendous source of pride for the entire Elwood School District. Rithika will be attending Carnegie Mellon in the fall, where she intends to study artificial intelligence. We look forward to hearing about your future successes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the class of 2021 Valedictorian, Ms. Rithika Narayan.
Hello, everyone. First and foremost, congratulations to the John Glenn class of 2021, and a huge thank you to the faculty, family, and friends who helped us get here. Dan did a very thorough job of acknowledging all of the members of the district who've been instrumental to our success. I personally would like to thank my parents, who have supported me in every endeavor I've undertaken. I'd also like to mention two teachers who've had an outsized impact on my education and character. Miss Noon, my third grade teacher, and Dr. Kamai. Without all of these dedicated and caring people in our lives, this moment would not have been possible. Secondly, I'd like to direct your attention to the betting booth at the top of the bleachers, where you can place your money on whether or not I can get through this speech without tearing up. I personally would go with no. With all that said, it's an honor to be standing here today and representing what these past 4 years of high school and 13 years of school have meant to us. I'd like to take the next 2 minutes to speak to the idea of resilience that the Summa Cum Laude group identified as an outstanding characteristic of the class. It would be difficult to overstate the resilience we've had to demonstrate. The act of graduating itself follows over a decade of commitment in any other year, and with COVID, it's undeniable that we've had to make sacrifices and compromises in order to get here. These challenges have taught us lessons about who and what we value and what we're willing to work to maintain when it becomes difficult. As a whole, our class was able to adapt and safely participate in traditions that will live on in our memories for years to come, thanks to the hard work of school administration, our class advisors, student government, and other student advocates. I, for one, was glad that COVID safety restrictions didn't stop Patrick from shouting "Rithika" and giving me a fist bump in the halls. Patrick! And although we've already had to work through so many obstacles, as we look at the wide open future ahead of each one of us, we must find that resilience once again to forge our paths forward. In just a few weeks, many of you will be packing your suitcases and heading off to your dorms. You'll be departing Elwood and arriving at your next destination. Regardless of whether you plan to go to college, technical school, or directly into the workforce, one chapter of your story is coming to a close, but the next is just about to start. A key part of resilience is being able to learn from the past. In a few years, you may not be able to recall the details of chemistry or Spanish. I don't recall most of them now, but these lessons that these classes taught us about taking responsibility for our work and persevering through difficulty will stay with us for the rest of our lives. I urge you to turn your departures into arrivals. Cherish who and what you've loved and learned at John Glenn, both academically and personally, and tuck them into your luggage for the next stop on your journey. The word valedictorian derives from the Latin phrase valedicere, meaning to say farewell. As we bid farewell to each other, I'd like to offer my best wishes for each and every one of you. And as we part ways for colleges and careers, I hope you will take the lessons and support you gained in Elwood and pass them on in your future destinations. Good luck, and the theme of today seems to be Go Islanders.
Going to give us some kickback for all their advertisement. Thank you, Rithika, for those inspiring words. To assist me in introducing the last student speaker this evening is the Secretary of the Class of 2021, Ms. Carrie Giambruno.
Good evening. It is my privilege to introduce the annual graduation speaker this evening and the process by which she was selected. The class of 2021 has continued the tradition of selecting our third and final student speaker this evening, who has been selected by her peers. With the class rank gone and the movement towards the cum laude system, there was a desire to select a student speaker who would best represent the entire student body. Thus, the Shared Decision-Making Committee recommended that the summa cum laude group help to determine a process for selecting this speaker. The summa cum laude group met multiple times over the course of this year to create a list of words they felt best encompasses the characteristics of this class: resilient, motivated, involved in school community, respectful, innovative, witty, confident, eloquent, and optimistic. The goal then became to select a student who exemplified as many of these traits as possible. The SUMA sent out a survey to the entire senior class, for which multiple students were nominated. Upon reviewing these results, however, a reliable, compassionate, and driven student stood out the most, especially after she spoke on behalf of all the voices of our class at the Board of Education meeting earlier this year for our return to school. She is a strong leader as the captain of both the softball and volleyball team, as well as the secretary of the National Honor Society. Her involvement with extracurriculars never drew her focus and priority away from her academics. She is graduating with summa cum laude distinction and will be attending Binghamton University as a nursing major, a perfect career for her kind and gentle spirit. At this time, it is not only my pleasure, but an absolute honor to introduce to you a person who embodies the best parts of this class, and a very dear friend of mine, Ms. Bryn Geard.
Thank you, Carrie.
Class of 2021, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today, and thank you to Patrick Getz for the sunglasses. I'm so proud of each and every one of us for making it here. Many of us are going to miss high school for being a time when we can hang around with our friends and have no adult responsibilities, as I'm sure our parents will agree. However, when you leave today, I want everyone to reflect on the importance of high school as a precursor to the rest of our lives. Without even realizing it, our experience at Glenn has taught us significant lessons that will help us take on our next season of life. In the past 4 years, I've witnessed some amazing accomplishments from my fellow classmates. However, the most influential stories are that of failure. It seems crazy to say that, but keep listening. I'm talking about the classmate who struggled right next to you all year, but they did all their work and passed the final exam with flying colors. The athlete who overcame doubters by practicing day in and day out to become a star player. The friend who struggled navigating the ups and downs of teenage years but is sitting with you today. You'll always have two choices when you encounter adversity. You can let it destroy your integrity, or you can realize that in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity, said once by Albert Einstein. The stories of perseverance we've seen in high school all share one commonality, that taking advantage of your downfalls to learn from them yields success. No matter where you go, there's going to be bumps in the road. Your failures can only make you stronger if you remember to never let your past define your future. Now, I want everyone to think of someone or something that's extremely important to you. Think about how they or it became a part of your life. Think about how, if you never said yes to somebody, if you never gave the time of day to someone who was a stranger, if you never picked up that instrument or that sport, or if you never even attended this school, you may not have an amazing part of your life today. I don't mean to get us too emotional, but I want to show how taking positive opportunities you encounter brings huge, important things into your life. You're going to be given many, many chances in the future, whether it be in your career, personal life, or anywhere else. Look back to your experiences growing up at Glen and decide to take them in hopes of great success. Although there will always be risks, never let the beautiful, fulfilling moments in life pass you by because we only get one shot. Our experiences over the last year and a half have taught us that you never know what can be taken away from you in the blink of an eye. So, as you start your next chapter in life, live every moment to the fullest. Be bold, be present, and embrace any obstacles you face as a chance to overcome them. Don't let any opportunities pass you by because time is fleeting. 4 years ago, we came to this high school from middle school looking like deer in the headlights. Today, recognize how much you've grown and appreciate the relationships and memories you've made along the way. My best memory will forever be when we were banging on the doors and begging the principals to let us into the school for the final bell. We were united together by our wish to appreciate the place that we've come to call home one last time. Moving forward, never let the lessons that high school taught us be lost, for they happen for a reason. I know it's all very bittersweet, but remember how lucky we are to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. One more thing, aisles and 7. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryn, for your profound remarks. And it was a pleasure letting you all back in for that last bell. Before we say our official goodbye, I would like to acknowledge our senior class officers who traditionally present the class gift during graduation ceremony. So just please stand as I call your name. The class of 2021 senior officers are President Devin Lee, Vice President Jake Hazad, Secretary Kerry Giambruno, Treasurer Allison McLeod. The all-school officers are all-school President Dan Rourke, all-school Vice President of Student Affairs Sasha Jamal, all-school Treasurer Dan Claffey, and all-school officers of Student Affairs and Clubs Chris Adeo and Shaden Diaz. And it's Allison Ricketts, my apologies. Round of applause for our student leaders. I would like to thank these officers for their leadership and share with you that they have decided to donate their remaining funds in their account to the classes of 2022, 23, and 24 so that they could use their money to offset their costs of the celebratory events moving forward, since some of their fundraising efforts were thwarted as a result of the COVID restrictions. Thank you all for your generous donation and for your leadership. Thank you. At this time, I would ask the following senior members of the John Glenn High School Chorus to take your places as I call your name. Kyla Kusek, Emily Ferguson, Elizabeth Musi, Princess Onyenta, Allison Rickus, Alexandra Shalene, Caitlin Valiz. These senior performers will now perform Landslide, arranged by an Elwood graduate from the class of 2013, Christina Demetrio, pre-recorded by and performed by the high school choir as directed by Miss Rachel Nagel. thank you for that beautiful performance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to present the class of 2021 to our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ken Bossert. Over the years, as you know, Dr. Bossert has made it a priority to serve the students, staff, and families of the Elwood community with kindness and compassion. He is a person of excellence whose vision, direction, and leadership has helped to propel the Elwood community to unprecedented heights and has most certainly served as our steady compass during this last very challenging school year. Dr. Bossert, I speak on behalf of our entire high school staff and student body in sharing our deep appreciation for your vision, leadership, compassion, and commitment to all the members of the Elwood community. A round of applause for Dr. Bossert. And now, the real reason we are here today. It is with a great deal of pride and pleasure that I present to you a very special group of young men and women, the class of 2021. All who have successfully completed the necessary requirements for an Elwood John H. Glenn High School diploma. All of us here today join you in the joy of seeing you officially authorize them as graduates.
I do hereby certify and attest in accordance with the laws and regulations of the State of New York, the New York State Board of Regents, and the Elwood Public School District that all those students here present have successfully completed all requirements necessary to graduate from Elwood John H. Glenn High School.
At this time, I would like to call upon Miss Sasha Jamal, the all-school vice president. She will be assisting in calling the names of the members of the class of 2021 as they receive their diplomas.
Julia Abisrohr. Cameron Abrams. Ashley Adazewski. Christopher Adeo. Katia Alfaro. Roberto Alfaro Chavez. Jordan Allen. Lisbeth Almendarez. Kaylee Anderson. Alexa Aquino. Olivia Armando. Maria Atuesta. Gabriela Aversa. Philip Barragato. Isabella Bento. Malcolm Buca. Lila Bloom. Matthew Bocard. Riley Brunswick. Paige Buckstein. Jack Busto. Elk Buzz. Ava Campfield. Luis Campos. Amelia Capadacqua. Christopher Carnevale. Zachary Cheshire. Alexander Chestnut. Anthony Chiappa. Sean Chione. Daniel Clappy. Erica Coffey. Kaylin Colantuno. Caitlin Cozy. Connor Crowley. Kyla Cusick. Elijah Davis. Ryan Desmond. Kristen Deviney. Shaden Diaz. Victoria DiDiego. Harley Domino. Olivia DiRico. Jenna Doherty. Casey Duff. Christopher Dunn. Amanda Durham. Keith Elmendorf. Elizabeth Emmy. Sarah Emmy. Ryan Eno. Brittany Faglione. Benjamin Farina. Ryan Feldman. Emily Ferguson. Brennan Finnegan. John Jack Flanagan. Theodore Flory. Hadrian Fratacangeli. Danielle Fusco. Christina Gable. Alessandro Garcia. David Garcia Jr. Bryn Geard. Carrie Giambrino. Patrick Getz. Gavin Goldstein. Haddad, Sophia Hajiani, Kyle Henrati, Noah Hessel, and Lauren Houlihan. I would now like to introduce our all-school executive officer, Christopher Adeo, to present the remaining list of graduates.
Clara Howard, Kelly Hunt, Sasha Jamal, Jakai Jones, Juliana Josie, Ryan Kang, Jack Kaufman, Sarah Kleinman, Thomas Kumis, and Catherine Kuroda. Devin Lee, Layla Lunig, Brandon Lewis, Nancy Lopez, Alexa Lyons, Julia Madiaguar, Ashley Mamalito, Daniela Marchese, Ariana Mata, Jayla McLeod, Dylan McCoy, Jose Mendoza, Molly Miller, Jenna Min, Anna Marie Miranda, Elsis Molina Velasquez, Madison Mork, Claire Murphy, Elizabeth Musey, Rithika Narayan, Andrew Wynn, Giovanna Nikolek, Kayla Nunez, Princess Adeze Onyenta, Talia Pacifico, Jaden Parler, Joseph Patain, Kaylin Peck, Louis Pelkovsky, Raymond Pepper, Nicholas Pincott, Aiden Plummer, Dylan Pabletti Infante, Daniel Pabate Infante. Emma Prizer. Taneira Metra. Adriana Randazzo. Thomas Regan. Ryan Riazzi. Allison Rickus. Luciano Rinaldi. Kevin Rodriguez. Samaya Rosebear. Daniel Rourke. Sean Ryan. Kevin St. Croix. Joseph Sinelli. Elizabeth Shade. Jack Chalene. Aw. Chloe Chalene. And Alexandra Chalene. Sophia Schindler. Deshaun Schneider. Kara Shomes. Tavon Scott. Nicholas Samois. Miranda Smith. Kyle Smythe. Andrew Spagnolo. Robert Spellman. Peter Stavros. Max Stein. Ariana Sergibali. Matthew Zaccoli. Moses Tambi. Evan Tartaglia. William Tella. Matthew Tadaro. Johanna Umada Hernandez. Kevin M. Sutter. Matthew Us. Kyle Van Bell. Gregory Vardanian. Kaylee Velasquez. Caitlin Ruiz. Kyle Verlotti. Jefferson Vitas Sordo. Emma Voji. Thomas Vora. Dylan Walsh. Juliana Weber. Jackie Young. And Thomas Zabransky.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the John Glenn class of 2021. They are official graduates. At this time, I'd like to call upon the senior officers and the all-school officers to lead the class of 2021 in the Tassel Exchange and Cap Toss. Please take your places as I call your name. President Devin Lee, Vice President Jake Haddad, Secretary Carrie Gianbruno, Treasurer Allison Rickus, All-School President Daniel Rourke, Vice President Sasha Jamal, Treasurer Dan Claffey, all school executive officers of student affairs and clubs, Chris Adeo and Shaden Diaz. At this point, Devin Lee will lead the class of 2021 in the Tassel Exchange. You ready?
The Tassel Exchange is when we move our tassels from the right to the left of our graduation caps. This is a symbolic gesture to signify that we have moved from soon-to-be graduates to graduates. We will do this in unison to reflect the solidarity of the class of 2021. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Devin. You can now join the rest of the officers. We will now begin the cap toss. We will be proceeding out immediately following the cap toss, and we ask that you allow the graduates to leave before exiting your seats. Thank you once again. It has been an honor to celebrate with all of you this evening. Congratulations on the count of 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.